Om. 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 Sahana bhavatu. Sahanao bhunattu. Saha viryam karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sai, Sai, everyone. Just to recollect where we are in the study of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Sankhya Yoga. We have so far studied about 32 verses. The first set of verses, starting from the 11th, Sri Krishna is trying to impress upon Arjuna that he is the Atman and he should not confuse himself with the body. So that wrong identification does not give rise to sorrow. Thereafter, within 8 verses, he's talking about Swadharma and also his Dharma as Kshatriya, where Arjuna seems to forget that Dharma, and the Lord is trying to remove that doubt or remove that forgetfulness of his Dharma. Because Arjuna was a Kshatriya and he always engaged in various battles, but here, because of the identification with the body and its connection with all the others in the battlefield, he is a bit troubled. So that's what Shri Krishna is trying to do. So we will look at the 33rd verse. Today being this being the birthday weekend, everyone is busy, so but did not want to discontinue or break this. So we will just take a look at 2 verses. It may be shorter session. अथ चेत् त्वमिमं धर्म्यं संग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि अथ चेत् त्वमिमं धर्म्यं संग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि अथ चेत् त्वमिमं धर्म्यं संग्रामं न करिष्यसि ततः स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा papam avapsyasi. We'll look at the sandhi pronunciation related aspects. Atha, in that word atha, the second letter tha is aspirated or mahaprana. So it should be told, said as it has to be pronounced with a bit of an excessive accent. Atha. Chet tvamimam, no aspirated consonant. The next word dharmyam. The word dharmyam, the first letter dha is aspirated. Sangramam, no aspirated consonants. Na karishyasi, no aspirated consonants. But in the word karishyasi, the ish is cerebral sh, so the tip of the tongue should point up. Yes, you can pay attention to that as well. Tatah swadharmam. And the word swadharmam, the letter dha is again aspirated. Swadharmam. Kirtim chahitva, there's nothing. And papam avapsisi also, there are no aspirated consonants. Should be rather simple to recite. We will look at the sandhi-related changes, split of the sandhis. Atha stands alone. Chet tvam imam is made up of three words. Chet, tvam, and imam. Chet tvam means chet tvam, no real change. Tvam imam, the and e becomes me. So it becomes chet tvam mimam, okay, because of the and e. Dharmyam, Sangramam, Na, Karishyasi, all of them remain unchanged due to Sandhi. If we look at the second line, Statah Swadharmam Kirtim Chahitva, there are no Sandhi related changes. The last word is Papam Avapsyasi, is made up of two words, Papam and Avapsyasi. And A together becomes Ma, so becomes a Papa Mavapsyasi. Okay, so let's look at the word meaning. Atha, there can be multiple meanings for Atha. I've used the word Bhat, which is generally also considered Atha Chet. When those two come together, it becomes Bhatif. Okay. Because the various arguments Sri Krishna is giving Arjuna not to run away from the war. So he's giving various arguments which would appeal to him. That's the idea. Atachet. But if Tvam, you, imam means this. Okay. Dharmyam sangramam. Dharmyam is righteous, dharmic. Sangramam is war or battle. So, na karishyasi. Not, na is not, karishyasi will do. If you will not, okay, do, or you will not wage this war, that's what it means. So Krishna is saying, if you do not wage this dharmic war, tatak, from that situation of you not waging the war, swadharmam, okay, swadharmam is your dharma. We have already looked at swadharmam as atma dharma. You're giving up even atma dharma, not as a kshatriya, as you're giving up even your atma dharma. We can look at that. Kirtim, so you're also giving kirti is renown, fame, reputation. All of that is kirti. The kirti comes from the root word krita. Okay, krita means it has a meaning of celebrate. Okay, so people celebrating yourself, that will, okay, that's what it means. That's what kirti means. Okay, cha and hitva. Hitva means to give up. Having given up, okay, having ignored, you can say. If you do so from this action of not waging the war, your swadharma and kirti both will be given up. You will give up, and due to that, papam, sin, avapsyasi, you gain, or you attain or obtain papam, sin. So Krishna is telling, if you do not wage this war, you're giving up two things. One is swadharma, the other one is kirti. Swadharma relates to atma. Kirti relates to celebration of your life by the world. So this individual body is going to be active in this world, and that creates a good name for oneself, or a life which is worth celebrating. That celebrated means people will also follow you. All that will be given up by you, is what Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna. I've put together a summary. But if you will not engage in this righteous or dharmic war, giving up your own dharma and renown, you will gain papa. Okay, so that's what Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna. I have a small excerpt from the Gita Vahini. We will just read. The foremost duty of a Kshatriya is to stay on the side of Dharma and destroy Adharma. Consider your good fortune. You have on this battlefield worthy foemen like Bhishma and others. The same Bhishma fought in the past with his own guru, the Brahmana who taught him all the arts, the great Parashurama himself, in order to primarily to carry out his Kshatriya duty. And now you, like a coward, are afraid to take arms against such stalwarts. A Kshatriya finds his duty fulfilled when he upholds the cause of Dharma. In spite of all odds, this is the path of progress. Kshatam means dukkham, sorrow, and a Kshatriya is he who saves beings from sorrow. A chance like this to wage a war on behalf of Dharma against the forces of Adharma comes but rarely to man. You have been blessed as a Kshatriya to take part in this Dharma Yuddha. Just imagine how much merit you will acquire by the service to the world, which you are set to do now. The war that is waged to establish Shanti and Saukhya, peace and plenty, in the world is referred to as Dharma Yuddha. And this is just such a struggle where justice is bound to win. The Kauravas have desisted from no sin, no injustice, no vice. They insulted elders, deserted the virtuous, defamed the chaste, and wounded the self-respect of the good. Countless are their misdeeds. Now the moment for retribution has come. They are about to answer for all their crimes. Just at this hour, if you behave like a poltroon, you bring dishonor to your parents, your brothers, and indeed to the entire Kshatriya caste. You imagine that it is a sin to engage in war. That is a great error. The sin, on the other hand, lies in avoiding the chance to destroy the wicked, in prolonging the agony of the virtuous. Give up your dharma now, and you run the risk of falling into perdition. Hold fast to it, and you are untouched by sin. Be of fixed mind. Do not give way to either one or the other among all the dualities of the world. So this is from chapter 4 of Gita Vani, where Swami is talking about the message in this verse. Yes, Sairam, Sister Vani.
Sorry, Brother Sairam. When Swami says, give up your dharma now, what does that mean in here?
So Swadharma, so I think generally people would say the Kshatriya Dharma is Swadharma, and that is not, according to Swami, the real Swadharma. The Swadharma is recognizing that one is an Atman, knowing that one is Atma and following that principle. So attachments to this world, because in the case of Arjuna, his attachment to Bhishma, Drona, which is actually against the Swadharma. That means you are not recognizing that you are Atman. These are bodily relationships. So I think that is what he's giving up. Though, in generally people think Kshatriya Dharma is Atma Dharma. Swami has already mentioned to us that all those dharmas which relate to the body are called Paradharma. So when Arjuna says, I will not fight, the first fundamental flaw is that he is thinking he is the body. He is not recognizing that he is the Atman. Why the Atman is the Atman should be very objective when it functions in this world. It should have that consciousness that what is my role as Atman is to make sure that there is Dharma in this world. That itself is Swadharma. As Swami has said, they will always fight for Dharma and they will try to remove adharma from the world. So that is the real dharma. But then Swami is talking about kirti as a kshatriya. Kshatriya means a person who has a role to play in the society. And Arjuna is unable to perform that role in the society only because of giving up the swadharma of recognizing that he is the Atman. He is thinking, oh, some people are going to die because they are related to me. Because of that, he is even ignoring the fact that you are Atman, that nothing, no one is dying forever. Thus, Atman is not dying. So here, the kirti relates to the paradharma, practice of paradharma. And that is what people will talk about. People don't know about an Atman of someone. But people will know what a person does, given his role in the society, what they have done. So Swami is saying you are giving up both. You are giving up Swadharma, which is Atma Dharma. You are also giving up a good name for uh, your own existence in this world, in this body as a Kshatriya. That's why in this quotation also Swami is saying your parents will come to disrepute. Your class or clan also will be coming to disrepute. So he's giving both up because of this problem which Arjuna is facing. I hope I answered your question or I went around.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, Sairam. So I think generally when we will not be able to perform our worldly dharma properly if we forget the fact that we are the Atman. That is the message here. People may think, oh, I am doing my job very well. I am doing my allotted task very well. But Swami's view is that if you give up the idea that you are the Atman, you cannot do even the worldly dharma properly. So that comes through clearly in this verse. We look at the next verse. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te vyayam sambhavitasya chakirtir maranadati richyate. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te vyayam sambhavitasya chakirtir maranadati richyate. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te vyayam sambhavitasya chakirtir manadati richyate. We will look at some pronunciation related aspects. Akirtim chapi, there are no aspirated consonants. The next word is bhutani, in that bhu is aspirated. In the next word, kathayishyanti, the second letter tha is also aspirated. So kathayishyanti. Te vyayam, no aspirated consonants. Sambhavitasya, in that word, bha is aspirated. So sambhavitasya. Chakirte maranadati richyate, there are no aspirated consonants. It's a very long word. Maybe you can break it down. Chakirtihi maranadati richyate, maybe a nice way to recite it. Let's look at the sandhi split. Akirtim, no change due to sandhi. The next word is chapi. It's made up of two words. Cha api becomes chapi. Bhutani stands alone. Kathayishyanti stands alone. The next word te vyayam is made up of two words, te and avyayam. The te and a, when they come together, the a becomes silent. The next line, sambhavitasya, no changes. But chakirtir maranadati richyate is a long compound word. It's made up of four different words. Cha, akirtihi, maranat, and ati richyate. Cha and akirti becomes cha kirtihi. Cha plus a becomes cha. So cha kirtihi. Akirtihi and maranat, when they come together, the visarga ha becomes ir. So it becomes akirtir maranat. Okay, Visarga becomes ir. Then when you take Maranat and Athirichyate, when it and a come together, it becomes id. So generally that's the rule. The first letter in the varga or class of consonants, ka, cha, ta, ta, pa, where the first letter becomes the third letter in that varga. So ta becomes a the and id, that so that in this case it becomes id, and id plus a becomes the. So that's how you get marana dati richyate. So when all four are put together, cha chakirtir marana dati richyate. Cha visarga becomes mir and ittana becomes the. So those are the sandhi related changes. We can now look at the word to word meaning. Akirtim. Again, Swami is talking about, Krishna is talking about kirti. Akirti, kirti means opposite of reputation, fame. Stands, when a is applied in the letter, it becomes a negative meaning. So akirti means disrepute, okay, infamy, disrepute, dishonor, all sorts of meanings. Okay. Cha means and, api, even. Okay. Also, even, type of meaning. Cha means also even. Bhutani. Bhutani is beings. Means it can be people, it can be inanimate beings, beings other than humans also. Bhutani. Kathayishyanti. Kathayishyanti is a future verb. Okay. Bhutani kathayishyanti. Bhutani means people, or you can say people also. Kathayishyanti. Kathayishyanti means will talk. In Tamil, we use the word kadaikirat. Many of you are Sri Lankan Tamils. So we use word kadaikirat. It comes from the Sanskrit word katha, story, telling stories. So kathayishansi, the people will talk. Okay, about what? Akirtim, about this dishonor, disrepute. That means people will not celebrate your life. Te, of yours, means that belongs to you. Okay, you are akirti, you are infamy, you are disreputed, unceasing. So they will not stop talking. It will never cease. This talk of your disrepute will never cease, never stop. Okay. Sambhavitasya. So sambhavita, sambhavita means it's what's called six vibhakti or possessive form of the noun. That means that which belongs to something. Sambhavita. Sambhavita means, I've used the word respected. Bhava means to be treated in a certain way. Sambhavita means well treated. So people generally treat you well means they consider you something of worthy of respect. So people who are respected, people who are honored, okay, for them, that which belongs to them, and akirtihi. So akirti is sambhavitasya. Sambhavitasya akirti means the disrepute of those people who are respected. Okay, disrepute of those who are respected is maranat. Maranat is than death, compared to death. Atirichyade, exceeds. Exceeds, so it overtakes. So becomes, because atirichyade, it can, in this context, because akirti is negative, you can say it becomes worst. So it becomes more worse than. So what Krishna is telling is, if you do this of running away from the battle, not waging this war, also people will talk badly about you forever, never ceasing to talk about your negative action. For the people who are respected in this world, disrepute is worse than death. Getting a bad name is worse than death. So that's the way Krishna is trying to motivate Arjuna to wage the war or do his duty, I would say, as a Kshatriya. Uh, Also, people will, just summary, also, people will speak unceasingly disrepute of yours. Okay. For the respected, disrepute is surely worse than death. So people would rather die than get a bad name. This is what Krishna is telling Arjuna by running away from the Sairam sister Brenda. Oh, I see. I hope it was mistake or something, Sister Brenda. Yes, Sister Vani. Oh, I see. I'm seeing.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No
So,
problem.
okay. So nowadays I hear a lot of people say, don't worry about what others say. You know, you have your own reasons. Don't worry about what others are talking and all those things. So we still have to worry about our society, what they are going to say about our conduct or anything like that. Do you want to say? I would like to hear something about that, this perspective.
Yeah, okay, Sister. I think this Kirti, see, Kirti, I think Hatha Ishyanti, because when people talk badly about you, you should not pay attention. That's what you're saying. Swami is talking about Akirti. The thing is, Swami always pays attention to not getting a remark, Swami says. The students, he will say, don't, even if you don't get marks, don't get remarks. But at the same time, Swami has also told that if people are saying something which is not true, you should not worry about it. I think these two are slightly different. If you have not done something or not done something, or if there's something about you which people are talking in a, on the opposite way. For example, you have done something and people say you didn't do it, or you have not done something and people say you have done it. That is untrue. That is not a fact. Swami says, don't worry about that. Swami gives the standard example. If people say I have too much hair, it's a fact. So there's nothing to do about it. People may think it's bad, but I have a lot of hair. That's Swami. I'm not talking about myself. Swami having a lot of hair means he'll say he doesn't have to worry about it. Because there is nothing good or bad about it. But if people say Sai Baba is bald, no hair, that's also not true. I will not worry about it. This type of talk we should ignore. But here, what Swami is saying is if we have done something bad, really bad, which does not really, which is a fact, then we should be concerned about it. So I think there are two different things. One is a wrong interpretation of ours. If people have, we should not worry about it. If our intention was good and we have done the right thing, if people interpret it in a negative way, it is not to be worried about because that is a fault of theirs. But in this case, what Krishna is referring to is something which you have not done appropriately or you have desisted from some action. That is disrepute, akirti. The other one is gossip. This is real infamy, notoriety, or disrepute. That means we have done something wrong and that has stuck in people's head. That we should not, like what Ravana did or what Duryodhana did. Those are things which we all know was wrong things. It is not an interpretation. So I think that is what Krishna is referring to here. So I hope that clears. So when we are doing the right
Thank
thing,
you. Thank you. Yes, thank you,
when we
brother.
are, thank you. So, okay, that is not infamy. That is a problem with whoever is the onlooker. Okay, I hope that clears. Sairam, we will, there's a slightly lengthy excerpt of Swami from a discourse because of the bad name. Akirti, that I thought everyone would be interested in it. So I had taken that as a excerpt. So let's go through. The knowledge of Atma, the basic spiritual knowledge, is the one which enables us to recognize the oneness of all human beings. In human beings, there are 4 distinct varieties which are to be recognized. The best among them are those who can recognize the faults in themselves and the good in others. The second category are those who recognize only the good in themselves and the faults in others. Worse than these are people who proclaim the good that one does not. Worse than these are people who proclaim the good that does not exist in them and find faults which do not exist in others. There's a fourth category, worse than all the other 3 categories, of persons who will always talk about the non-existent good in themselves and will always praise themselves and do not recognize anything else. This can also be called praising one's own self. When we talk of praising one's own self, one can understand praising one's own self where their praise is rightfully due. But if you talk of this with ego and ahankara, it is equal to blindness. Ravana was suffering not only from this ego, but he had also other bad qualities like jealousy, anger, lust, and had power based on wealth. Ravana was born to parents by the name Brahma and Kaikasi. He had 2 brothers with names Kumbhakarna and Vibhishana. Since the time of his birth, Ravana was a great devotee and was also habituated to perform tapas. By continuous penance, he earned the grace of Ishvara and secured boons from him. On one occasion, when he was engaged in deep penance, Brahma appeared before him and asked Ravana what boon he wanted. Then Ravana asked Brahma to grant him a boon by which he will not be killed by any human being or animal. At that time, there lived a Rakshasa by name Mayura. He had built a beautiful city for himself. That city was more beautiful than the city of Indra. The daughter of Mayura was Mandodari. Ravana married Mandodari. She had many good qualities like Shanti, kindness, and Prema, and Ravana never had any of them in him. This daughter of Mayura, Mandodari, with all such good qualities, was married to Ravana. From the time of marriage, his wife Mandodari tried her best to communicate her good qualities to Ravana and save him. But Ravana made no attempt to change his bad qualities. As a man reaches his end, his bad qualities will also go on increasing. So also, Ravana's bad qualities began to increase. His brother Vibhishana also tried to teach him several good ideals. Ravana also knew all about good conduct and dharma. What is the use of knowing what good conduct and dharma are if it is not put into practice? Whatever one may learn, it is no use unless one puts it into practice. Ravana was proficient in all the different branches of knowledge. What is the use of having all these things if he cannot use such knowledge to reach the Lord? If bad ideas enter one's head, his wisdom and knowledge will dry up. In the end, Ravana lost his kingdom and ruined his entire family. Ravana's brother Vibhishana was a great Satvika individual. From the time of his early childhood, he was spending all his time in thinking of the name of the Lord. When Vibhishana was in penance, Brahma appeared and asked him what boon he wanted. Vibhishana in turn said that he only wanted to have his mind fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord. He prayed that he be given the strength by which he will always be at the feet of the Lord. Because Vibhishana had a sattvika mind and sattvika heart, he could reach Ramachandra. Vibhishana gave up and broke his connections with all his brothers, his property and his wealth, and reached the feet of Ramachandra. He decided that all his wealth and all that belonged to him could be sacrificed for the purpose of getting the grace of Ramachandra. If one has complete faith in God, one can achieve any difficult task. Students, in our daily life, we follow so many different paths for the purpose of getting some happiness and pleasure. In this world, there are many rich people, there are many wealthy people, there are many strong people, and there are educated people. But we do not find any amongst them who enjoy peace of mind. The Kauravas had any amounts of wealth, physical strength, and weapons, but still they never derived any benefit from all that. If man makes himself distant from God and from righteousness, in what manner can he get this peace of mind? Students, the true strength which one can have is the strength which comes from God and righteousness. You should adapt the two wings, namely the aspect of God and Dharma. Our movements in this world should be on a chariot which has two wheels, the wheels of God and of Dharma. We should experience these two, God and Dharma, as ideals in our life. Dharma alone is like the heart of our life. Forgetting the sacred Dharma and taking to unjust behavior will be ruining our own lives. We should pick out all the bad habits in us and abandon them. In their place, we should take the good from the characters in the Ramayana and put them into practice. We should try and understand the good qualities of even Ravana. It is not as if there are no good qualities in Ravana. When he was fully immersed in the thought of God, he was prepared to sacrifice even his entire body. He was truly a follower of Dharma and protector of Dharma. The bad qualities of Ravana did not come as natural qualities to Ravana. All the bad qualities and bad thoughts came to Ravana because of a certain curse to which he was subjected at one time. For such a curse, his own karma was responsible. This kind of work and karma that we do will determine the consequences. The kind of seed that we put in will determine the tree and the fruit that we can get out of it. Unknowingly, in some ignorance, we do some bad things. We do such bad work either knowingly or unknowingly. The consequences are inevitable. This is the nature of karma. Here is a rose flower. There is a very nice fragrance coming from this rose flower. Whether this flower is held in the left hand or in the right hand, the fragrance that we get is exactly the same. This fragrance is being given not only to us, but to all other people around us. If we hold in our hand a flower which gives a foul smell, that bad smell will be coming not only to us, but to everyone near us. In the same manner, the bad qualities that were in Ravana were spreading and giving the evil results to the entire Lanka. And they spread even to Vibhishana, who was a Sattvika person. When Vibhishana went to surrender to Rama and seek his protection, people like Sugriva, Angada, And others who were with Rama asked whether Vibhishana, who was the brother of Ravana, would also not have the same bad qualities which were characteristic of his brother. The reason for this suspicion and for getting a bad name was the company in which Vibhishana lived. In this context, we should take great care in choosing our company. We should take care to see that we will absorb the good qualities from the society in which we live. If we join bad people and keep company with bad people, in a few days, we will also get into bad habits. When we join good people and keep company with them, we will also absorb good qualities from them. This is a discourse Swami gave during the summer Shava course in 1977. So I thought, bad name will come. So which is Akirti, which Swami is talking that Arjuna will get. So this discourse where he's talking about Akirti or bad name. So I thought it may be appropriate for us to understand this. And so I will stop here. Yes, Sister Maha, please go ahead.
Sairam, brother. I want to know who cursed Ravana.
See, there are many people who is supposed to have cursed him. Swami is just talking about, I think, all the curses, the collection of curses. That's why Swami used the word karma. Nandi is supposed to have curse, Rambhai, supposed to have cursed, a lady called Vedavati is supposed to have cursed. So multiple curses which Ravana got from many people. In all these cases, sometimes he let arrogance take over, and because of that, he indulged in actions, or he felt he was powerful and he didn't care for the other person. So there were multiple curses which affected him because this tendency of thinking that he's very powerful was very great and no one can touch him, that type of feeling. So that's why he asked for the boon from Brahma, no one should touch me. And we are reading Ramakatha Rasavahini, where he said Dasharatha should not get a child. So there were always situations where he was a bit selfish and arrogant, even though he is supposed to have done a lot of good things for in Lanka, and also he was a great Shiva Bhakta also. But all these were spoiled by certain tendencies in Ravana, and that also is because of the companies which he kept, because there were asuras around him, and that also spoiled. Even though he had devotion, he was pulled down by the company he kept. That's what Swami is telling. Even though he was born a Brahmana. Yes, sister.
And also, he got cursed by others because of his bad karma also.
Bad actions. Karma is nothing but action.
Okay.
You do something and somebody will curse. That's the way life is. Curse means people wish you bad. If anyone wishes you bad, then you're forced to face the consequence of that also. Especially if there was some cause created by you, by your action. And then we have to undergo that repercussion of that. That's why Swami has used the word karma. So he had done enough karmas also by. Sometimes, most of us, we do good things, we also do bad things. So we can't escape the consequences of the bad things. We tend to think only of the good things we have done. That's what Swami says, 4 categories of people. We think we only remember the good things which we did. We don't remember the bad things we did. But the creation does not forget it, and others may not forget. So I think that's the reason for.
Sometimes, even though because of jealousy, people curse you. And another thing is, whoever curse, they will also get punished, right?
Yes, that is their karma. Over curses also they will have to reap the consequence of that. And generally, Swami will say, don't allow others to have jealousy towards you as much as possible. There's, in some cases, jealousy, without you doing anything, people may be jealous. But in many cases, jealousy comes because when we flaunt what we have,
Yeah.
then others will definitely be jealous also. So Swami will say that action is bad. When people don't have something to show that I have, it's also not very good, especially when you are not going to share it with them.
Sure.
So I think when you have something, if you share, then it's okay. If you have and you are not willing to share, but you just want to show people, then that is not, that's a negative karma also. So I think there are differences between the type of jealousy which we are facing also in life. I hope that answers your question.
How can we get rid of this curse? Surrender to Swami?
Accept it. See, sometimes bad things happen, we just accept it because it relates to only the body. Our Atma should be united with the Lord, so that if something happens to the body, we should not be affected. And that's what Krishna would say, or that's what Swami would say. So the thing is, sometimes our repercussions of karma has to be put up with. But we can always think of the Lord and be unaffected by what is affecting us at the physical or mental level.
Thank you so much.
Saira. So it's 8:47. It's a short session today, but I thought why skip this weekend, because it's a very auspicious weekend. It's always nice to celebrate it by listening to what Swami has to say. And maybe Swami will bless us with a good understanding and make some good change in our own life, transformation. So with those words, I think I will close the session today. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful, divine birthday weekend of Swami. Saira. We'll close with Samastaloka prayer. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.